It's so hard to feel pretty or believe somebody when they say that you're pretty, when you just feel so awful about yourself, you know?
Hello my beautiful beauties and welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be a little bit different of a video for you guys. 30 days ago I started my Accutane journey and I have gotten so many questions about how to get started, how to get prescribed it, different things like that. I am by no means a dermatologist. This is just my journey and everything that I had to go through in order to get prescribed Accutane. I don't by any means promote this product. Accutane is a very, very potent drug and it is not for everybody. If you have a couple of breakouts on your face, this is not the product for you. I jumped through hoops to try to get rid of my acne and this was kind of my last straw. I didn't just one day decide I'm gonna go to a dermatologist and get prescribed Accutane, but I talk a little bit more about that in this video, so if you guys are interested in my journey, just please keep watching. So a little bit of background on my skin. Throughout high school and throughout like puberty and everything, I never once had like any breakouts at all. I maybe had like 1 or 2 zits that I could ever even think of while being in high school, or the time that I went through puberty till the time that I was probably about 22 or 23. I never really got acne until I moved to North Carolina from Washington State. I'm not sure if it was my body just going through changes or if it was like the weather and the humidity and different things that is so different over here than in Washington, but it started 2017 when I moved here. Within a month, I was having breakouts here and there, just a couple of zits, nothing like super serious or anything like that where I was like, oh my gosh, this is like awful. They were being handled with better routine with skincare and different things like that, making sure I'm taking off my makeup. Well, slowly but surely within the next 5 to 7 months, it really started to break out even worse. And that's when I started seeing a huge difference in how my skin was looking and feeling and what products I can and cannot use on my skin. So then it turned into, you know, maybe it was something that I'm eating, maybe it's something that I'm doing wrong with my skincare, or maybe the type of makeup that I was wearing wasn't agreeing with the weather, so it was getting more into my pores. I just couldn't figure it out. So I switched like everything up. I really started watching what I was eating and it just progressively got worse and worse and worse. And then about a year and a half in to 2 years in to me living in North Carolina, I really started seeing a difference to where they were the under the skin really tiny little bumps, so like just a ton of texture all over my face. I was still getting the breakouts and the zits and stuff all over my skin, but this transitioned into these, I think they're called like milia or something like that. It's just the tiny little white texture bumps underneath my skin. And I just couldn't figure out what was doing it. So I reached out to a lot of my friends that have had acne their whole lives. I reached out to my family members that I know have gone through horrible acne spells. And that's when I really realized that it runs in my family. I never really paid too much attention to it because I didn't think like acne is hereditary kind of thing. But every single person in my family has gone through some sort of acne, whether it was when they were teenagers and going through puberty, or they had like adult onset acne. So that's what mine was. Mine came, it just so happened to be when I moved to North Carolina. So even though I knew that I had acne and it was getting worse and worse and worse, I didn't really realize how bad it actually was until I had left my bartending job at said bar. And then a year later, I came back to that bar and every single person in that bar had commented on how awful my skin had gotten and, you know, asking me what was going on and if, you know, I was under a lot of stress or things like that. Like, they were actually genuinely concerned. They weren't rude about it at all by any means, but a lot of people were noticing that my skin was awful. So a lot of people were saying, well, maybe it's the makeup. And, you know, you go through those general like opinions on what everybody thinks that it is. Of course, they're not dermatologists. You're not a doctor, dermatologist. So you just don't know. So you really start to second guess everything that you're doing. So I completely, and you guys know my love of coffee, I completely gave up anything that had any sort of sugar or the corn syrup, the fructose syrup, anything that was going to affect my skin. So I started small with that. I got rid of energy drinks and coffees and different things like that. And if I was gonna drink coffee, it was only black coffee, or I guess no sugar coffee, but with like a splash of just regular half and half or milk. So I did that for probably 4 to 6 months of no sort of like caffeine, anything like that. If I really needed it, like I said, I would just drink regular, just coffee, nothing added to it. After I noticed that nothing was happening, I was like, okay, now we need to try something new. Mind you, I had already changed my entire makeup routine and I had changed my entire skincare routine. So now I'm using fragrance-free everything. I'm using more products that are deep cleaning, things that are gonna make sure all my makeup is taken off, things that are actually going to take all the nasty bacteria and everything off of my face, and that still wasn't working either. So then I got onto this health kick. I started juicing like 4 to 6 times a day, and I would juice carrots, celery, beets, anything that I knew was gonna clear out my system and be really, really good for the skin. All the while, I'm taking tons of different kinds of vitamins and nothing was happening. So I went on this juicing kick while also making sure that everything that I was cooking for breakfast, lunch, and dinner was wholesome foods. Anything that was processed, I completely pushed out of my life. I was only eating things that I made myself, that I knew didn't have any of the preservatives and different things in it. So after that, I tried going completely vegan. I gave up absolutely everything. I went full vegan on makeup, skincare, everything like that. Anything that I put into my body was all vegan. And I did that for like 4 months and never saw a difference. After doing everything that I knew that I could change in my diet and anything in my life could change, I had no more to give. So I finally gave in and I went and saw a dermatologist here in Fayetteville. I was looked at for about 5 minutes. They didn't really ask me any questions at all. They didn't even really take a good look at my skin. And they put me on spironolactone or spironolactone, which is it's a diuretic, but it's like a hormonal balancer or something like that. So they put me on that. I was on that for 4 months and I saw 0 difference in my skin. And after that, I was like, okay, clearly like this dermatologist didn't take any time to talk to me, anything like that. I was like, I'm over it. I'm going somewhere else. So I found another dermatology clinic that would take my insurance here, and they put me on Retin-A, different types of topical creams and gels and different things like that. None of those worked. I mean, this was months and months and months of going through these different medications and things like that. So then I was put on different antibiotics as well to kill whatever bacteria was in my body that was pushing out and causing me acne. It was a horrible, horrible time. My body was all over the place. I literally, I couldn't wear makeup. It was miserable. So I finally was like, I'm done. Can't do this anymore, whatever. I didn't go to a dermatologist for a while, and I started doing more homeopathic things, and I kind of gave up, to be totally honest with you. I was so discouraged that anything was gonna help. I mean, I got put on birth control. Oh, so I then went and saw my lady doctor, and she put me on birth control because they thought that maybe it might be hormonal. I was like, okay, I've never been on birth control before. Let's see if this will maybe level out my hormones a bit. Which, let me tell you what, it leveled out my hormones. I'm not as psycho as I used to be. I mean, I'm still psycho, but I'm definitely nowhere near as moody and things as I used to be. So it definitely was a big hormonal imbalance in my body. However, that's not what was causing the acne. So after I got put onto my birth control back in October of 2019, so 9 months ago, however long that, 8 months ago, however long that was, I don't know, however many months that is. So once I got put on my birth control, my horrible acne that was all over my face then turned into cystic acne. And now not only was it on my face, it was now covering my entire body. I had acne before on my body since I moved to North Carolina, on my back and my chest a little bit. and then on my butt cheeks. But it only ever got that much worse after I got put on birth control. So now it was covering my back. Now it was covering my chest. Now it was covering my butt cheeks. So it was awful. And it wasn't just those kinds of zits that were just on the surface and they're like, okay. These were like the deep ones that were aching and blistering, and they were just deep and so sore all the time. I mean, when I would talk, I just remember like the ones on my neck that you can still see the scars of. Those ones were awful because when I would move my mouth to talk, my jaw would move, and so it would move these cystic acne bumps on my neck, and it was just so miserable. And then I just remember having them all over my shoulders and on my back where my like bra straps would sit and stuff. So if I'd move, then it would hit one of those bumps, and it was so miserable. It was so painful. And it was embarrassing. Finally, I found another dermatology clinic that was outside of Fayetteville. It's actually out in Sanford, it takes me about an hour and a half to get there, but let me tell you what, it's well worth it. So I believe I have a clip of when I went into my dermatology appointment that I'll try to like pop in here. When I got there, I'm not kidding, they literally like, they make you get like almost butt naked. Like I was in my panties and my bra, and they checked my whole body. This lady had this little eyeglass thingy and was like this freaking close to my face and all over the rest of my body, like really, really examining and looking at my skin and what was going on. And I was like, wow, already like taken back by how much more effort this lady was putting into looking at my skin. Like I feel like they all should have been doing that, but I guess not every place is the same. I don't know. But after that, she asked me a million different questions. When it started, how it started, when did I notice that it was getting worse, different things like that. And then it went into asking me about everything that I've tried to make it go away before I wanted to be on Accutane and everything like that. Finally, we made the executive decision to put me on Accutane. And I was like scared, but I knew that I needed something that was going to actually work for my skin. She put me on antibiotics, which again, my body and I with antibiotics do not mix well at all. But I was like, whatever, do it for your skin. Everything's gonna be fine. So she put me on Bactrim, which is like an antibacterial antibiotics or something, just for the inflammation of my skin because it was so red and just, I mean, it was awful. So she put me on that for about a month and a half because when you get onto Accutane, they take your blood, they make you take a urine test to make sure that you're not pregnant because you cannot get pregnant or be pregnant on this prescription drug. So you have to sign a bunch of papers saying that you are not going to get pregnant, that you're going to stay on 2 contraceptives the entire time that you are on Accutane, and then for 6 months afterwards. So after they do all these questions and make you take this test, and they take your blood, and then you do a urinalysis test and everything like that, you have to wait 30 days until you can jump on Accutane. So then 30 days is up and you take another pregnancy test showing that, you know, obviously you are not pregnant. And then you have to go on to the iPledge system. So after your first initial appointment, they put you into this government site, and it's to keep track of who is on it and making sure that like you're following the laws. It's literally a law that saying like you will not get pregnant on this and different things like that, and saying that if anything was to happen to your body because of this drug, you can't sue them for it. Like that's how extensive and like powerful this drug is. So they go over all of the side effects and everything like that that you can have and everything that can potentially happen while you're on it, and then they send you on your way. I finally did that. They ended up not putting me into the system properly. So after 2 weeks, they called me and let me know, hey, you gotta wait another 30 days. So that sucked. But then I finally got onto it. I believe it was March 7th or March 8th was my very first day of Accutane. So every few days I would record my updates, anything that I was feeling, any sort of side effects that I was having, and if I've noticed a difference. The side effects of this drug that you can potentially have are dry skin, itching, rash, nosebleeds, cracks in the corners of your mouth, dry lips, cracking or peeling skin, inflammation of your eyes, dry eyes, joint pain, back pain, dizziness, drowsiness, nervousness, depressive thoughts, suicidal thoughts, and then also you can have extreme fatigue. Okay, so enough talking. I'm going to send you guys to my like vlog section of this. It's probably gonna end up being a really, really long video, but I wanted to make sure that I was being pretty thorough with everything. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the little vlog part, and I will see you guys back here after the vlog. Okay, so I just got to my dermatology appointment. I'm really nervous and I'm really excited. I'm really hoping that they can just give me some sort of answers as to why my skin is so trashed. But I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna do this, and I will report back to you guys when I come out. Okay, so I just got home from my dermatology appointment, and then I went and got my nails done again. I got bitchy nails this time, but you know. So the dermatologist is putting me on Accutane, but I have to wait like 30 days to start it because I have to have 2 pregnancy tests because it can cause certain deformities if you end up getting pregnant on it, and I have to stay on birth control and a whole bunch of other crap. So I'm getting put on an antibiotic to try to cool down and calm down my flare-ups. And then she told me to stay on the Differin, which I'm using right now to like dry up my acne. And then what else? Oh, I got my freaking blood drawn. Thankfully, the girl was like super, super gentle. I've had so many times where I've like gone in and they like pricked me and they couldn't find the vein or whatever. And so I was just like, ugh. But I usually do pretty well when it comes to like drawing blood, so. Okay, so I just wanted to hop on and kind of update you guys on my Accutane situation. I'm officially 7 days in. I took my 7th pill today. Unfortunately, yesterday, I'm not really sure if it was something that I ate or if it was because of my Accutane, which I never really got nauseous on the Accutane. Like, I've been on it for 7 days. I never got nauseous or anything. We also had a bunch of girls in my class get like the 24-hour flu. I also think that maybe that's what could have happened, but unfortunately yesterday I wasn't able to take my day 6 pill, so this morning I took my day 6 pill, and then this afternoon, like just now, which is now it's 7 o'clock, I just took the day 7 pill. But this is what it's looking like so far. I don't know, this is what we got going on right now. I don't feel like, honestly, it's getting any better yet. A lot of people have different reactions to it, so sometimes people have really awesome reactions after 7 days and like it really starts to clear up their acne. But then there's also, you know, the people that it takes a month. Hello, my beautiful beauties. So I just figured I'd hop on here and kind of update you guys. I was going to update you guys on like day 10, but I had updated you guys like a couple days prior, and there was really no change between like day 7 or 8 till day 10, so I just didn't. Also, don't mind my awful tan hands. I'm not even gonna get into that story. It was a long one, but the rest of my body looks awesome. Like, maybe not in this lighting, I don't know, but like my hands are absolutely horrid. But we're all in quarantine, so it really doesn't matter. Really, I'm not going anywhere, so. But anyhow, so my face, I'll zoom in a second, but I've had a couple new breakouts. They really don't last as long as, like, it's literally like 12 hours and they're gone, honestly. There's one right here. I just got out of the shower too, by the way, so like my skin's clean. That's why I'm touching my face, don't worry. So this breakout here, a breakout here, and then I have one up here that's pretty painful. Even though this one looks super painful, it's not. Like, it's It's like flat to my face. I'm not really sure what's going on there. For the most part, my skin is not necessarily looking great, but I definitely feel like it's better than it was, I mean, 10 or 11 days ago when I started the actual pills itself. My skin is starting to get a little bit more dry. My body, like the skin on my body and on my face, is still feeling pretty moisturized. I don't know, I haven't seen any difference in that skin at all. The skin around my chin here has been pretty dried out. These little like bumps and acne and stuff like that, those are getting really dried out. Like the actual like bump itself is, pimple is getting dried out, and it's drying out faster than like what my normal acne breakouts would be. So I feel like I'm going through like the purge phase. Okay, so I'm hopping on here because a couple weird things are happening this morning. I'm not totally sure why. Can you see how like it looks like I got lip injections just on like this side of my lips. Why are they so swollen? What the fuck? So I'm dealing with that today. I'm not totally sure why that's happening, but it is. But I know I filmed in my room and you can kind of not, like, this is natural lighting. I'm staying at my back door. It's really late in the morning and I just woke up, but don't judge. Look, we're all quarantined, so I'm sleeping in. I'm taking advantage of this stuff. Hi, baby. I can't believe how swollen my... What? Okay, whatever. But my face is looking pretty decent. Couple new breakouts this morning, but like I said about the ones yesterday, when they do break out, they're not super deep and like cystic-y. They're kind of just like, it's probably really gross to say, but like they're like little whiteheads, and then they like, I literally wash my face and they pop with the warm water. Like I don't have to touch them or anything like that, and they go away. Like within the next day, they like start scabbing over, or they just start drying out or scabbing over, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so don't judge. I'm a whole hot mess already now. This whole entire vlog is just gonna be me as like a complete mess, because I don't wear makeup like ever unless I'm going to school. But anyway, today is day 15. I'll take my day 15 pill. So I'm halfway through the month. It's not horrible. My acne is crazy different. I have a few spots that are still breaking out. It is so much better than it was before though. Like I cannot even like express how much better my skin looks and feels. It's not sore. The pimples that I do have, they don't like hurt. Like, they're not cystic, they're not deep, they're not bothering me when I'm speaking. Dry eye is a new symptom that I've been having the last like 2 or 3 days. The last couple days were fine. Today is really, really dry, but that also could be because I was literally working outside all day. I did put sunscreen on, but I still did get a little bit burnt. I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell. It's a little bit red, but I did like SPF 50 bajillion. I think it was like 75 or 100. It's like baby sunscreen, so it's got like a really high SPF. But other than that, like my skin, the rest of my body still feels super moisturized. I don't have any more acne from what I can tell. I don't have any more acne like on my back. I don't have any more acne, there's probably TMI, but on my butt cheeks. I used to get it really bad like on the outsides of my butt cheeks. Sorry, TMI, but I guess we're being honest here, right? Everything is like really drying up. The ones that were down here on my neck that were like super sore, I think I showed them pretty early on in this vlog or whatever. They're still there, like the bumps are still there, but they're not deep. Like these were huge. This one doesn't hurt. I know it looks super painful, but it doesn't hurt. It's not cystic. It's actually like on the top. I'm pretty thrilled about how my skin is looking. I haven't had any breakouts on my forehead, which I didn't always get breakouts on my forehead, but within 2 weeks I'd have like 1 or 2 pimples or something, and I have not had any. This is a miracle drug. Okay, hi, good morning. Today is the day after I took my 20th pill, so tonight I'll take my 21st pill. I'm a lot more dry today than I think I ever have been during this whole thing. I have a really bad migraine, but I'm still gonna try to go live on my beauty Facebook page. Other than that, everything seems to be pretty much the same. My acne is definitely getting better, slowly but surely. It looks so much more red on the camera than it is in real life. I'm wondering if I can see, like, these aren't like active, they're like healing now. But that's what my skin is looking like today. It doesn't hurt. It's a little dry around my nose. My eyes are super dry. But other than that, we're doing good. So I just took my day 25 pill. My skin is so much better. I do have a few active breakouts here, but they popped up this morning and are already going away. So I feel like that's like a good start in the right direction. But for the first 25 days, I'm extremely impressed on how much it's changed my skin, and I am so thankful I decided to go onto it. I have 5 more days of pills left, and then I will go, hopefully I'll be able to get into my dermatologist with all this craziness going on, but I will finally be able to upload my 1 month of Accutane. So today is the morning after I took my 30th day pill. I'm officially 1 month into Accutane. I have seen incredible changes in my skin. Don't mind my nail, I broke it yesterday. It's no longer cystic, and I am still having a couple breakouts here and there, but other than that, my skin is extremely soft. It literally feels like so different from where I started, but I will take 1 or 2 breakouts a day, or one or two pimples a day over 10, 11, 12 cystic bumps, but it's looking pretty good, and I'm pretty thrilled at the progress that has been made. Today is April 6th, I believe. I skipped a couple days because I forgot. So I should have taken my 30-day pill a couple days ago, but I totally like spaced out and like missed a day or two or something like that. So today was, or last night was the day that I took my 30th pill. I have a dermatology appointment on Wednesday to get another month's prescription. I don't know what exactly they're gonna do. Sometimes they bump you up to 60 milligrams. Sometimes if your acne is severe enough, they'll bump you up to like 90 or 120 or whatever. But I'm sure with how well my skin has and my body has reacted to the 30 milligrams, I'm sure they'll either keep me on 30 or they'll bump me up to 60. But I am very hopeful, and I'm so thrilled that I've had the results that I have had. Alright, you guys, I really hope that you guys liked this little video. This is just my journey, everything that I'm doing, and what's going on with my body. If you guys have any more questions, don't forget to comment them down below. I really hope this little video helped some of you guys decide if you should go on Accutane or you shouldn't, or if you weren't sure if your skin was right for Accutane or what. But I'll be sure to keep vlogging through the rest of my journey, and I will update you guys here in another month. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you here in my next video. Why can I not talk today? I literally cannot talk today. That's really weird. Through puberty, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Today, I literally cannot talk today. Oh my fucking goodness. Oh my God, Carly. Oh my gosh.